Greetings, soul beings. It's Shelly Bean of Empowered Oracle. How are you guys doing? I hope well. All right, I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. I was encouraged to do a full moon in Leo collective message. This is going to be for all signs. I don't think I'm going to be too long at all. I did have some messages and some channeling that I was doing earlier, that this is one of the reasons why I was encouraged to do this reading, is because one of the things I kept hearing was that full moons are times where we should be releasing, and all the things, people, places that don't serve us any longer, or that are not for our greatest and highest good, things that we've outgrown, things that we've already learned lessons on, and we're needing to move on to the next cycle or chapter of our lives. One of the main things I kept hearing was that one of the biggest things that Divine Spirit is encouraging us to release is the need to want to know the strong need to want to know what's going on with our exes, or people that we have tried to move on from, or people that we've already disconnected from. Having that, releasing that urge and need to look back inside that rear view window when we should be continuing to look forward. It's not to say that we forget the things that we've experienced, because those experiences are very valuable and priceless, and we should never forget our experiences. However, as far as a collective, there's a high energy, or an intense energy, I should say, of so many of the collective needing to know what's going on. When we move away and disconnect, some of us are still looking back to see what's going on. Does this person miss me? Has that person got their karma? This person hurt me. What are they going through now that I'm gone? That need of knowing what's going on in other people's lives who we have disconnected from, or are trying to disconnect from, who we feel may have hurt us in some type of way, shape, or form. So Divine Spirit is asking us to really think about that, maybe even meditate on that, and ask ourselves, why are we still looking back? Why are we still curious? Why do we need to know what's going on if we're really trying to move forward and disconnect? So that was definitely one of the biggest things that I was channeling earlier. I just kept hearing that was one of the things I needed to address first and foremost, so which I've done. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the little full moon, not little, but the full moon reading now. Full moon in Leo, which starts tomorrow, Sunday, February 5th. I don't know where you are in the world, but here in the United States, in the Eastern time zone, it's now Saturday. So tomorrow, we are moving into the full moon in Leo energy. So this energy is going to be around for a little bit, okay? So it's definitely about releasing the things, of course, that no longer serve us, but even more specifically, really releasing the need to always know, or releasing the need to know what's going on with things, people, and places that we've disconnected with, or looking back in our rearview mirror. All right, figuratively speaking. All right, okay, hold on, guys. Okay, all right, guys, so let's get into the reading. This is for the collective. And as usual, I've done my blessings and clearing of my energy, the energy of the cards, and so forth. So we are good to go. I'm going to start with this Earthcraft Oracle deck. All right. Holy Divine Spirit, please give us the messages for the collective regarding this full moon in Leo energy, and what does the collective need to release and focus on and or heal from? Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Messages. All right. Oh, okay, 3. 3 messages. And the messages flew out pretty aggressively. All right. So we have... Okay. So we have Death here is the first card that flew out. Death. Then we have Run with the Wolves. And then we have Inner Healer, which a lot of us are, who come to these channels to get spiritual readings and tarot, oracle, you know, whatever spiritual gift you have. More than likely, a lot of us can relate in having the same type of gifts, especially being an inner healer, all right? Because we are spiritual beings, so we already have that power to heal ourselves and send healing to others. So let's get into a little more depth about these messages. Okay, let's start with Death here. First card that came out. Okay, it says, you are transcending Sacred One. Death is inevitable, and when you have pulled the Death card, it is a sign that you have come to an ending, and so a new beginning. Now is the time to move on to bigger and better things. Where you are now is too small for your energy. You've outgrown your situation and must let go with compassion, gratitude, and optimism, even if it feels painful at first. You may already feel this pull to something greater. This is a sign that many new paths and opportunities are available to you. The most horrifying part about death, however, is that you don't know what comes next on that path. It could be the most incredible journey, but it could also be rocky and present unexpected challenges. It could also be rocky and present unexpected challenges, But you are always practicing the cycle of death and rebirth. Each new year brings the death of the one before, each decision a loss and an opportunity. Leaving your parents' house, changing jobs, and moving through relationships are all examples of this cycle appearing in your life in the same way Mother Earth moves through her seasons. All that is required is a willingness to step out of your comfort zone and embrace the unknown before you, trusting in your intuition to lead the way. Okay, so guys, death, transformation, rebirth. That's definitely what full moon energy is about, is releasing, putting an end to things, ending cycles, releasing all the things that no longer serve you or are no longer for your highest and greatest good, or have never been for your highest and greatest good, okay? So it's about releasing and letting go. And so Spirit is just reiterating that. Beautiful message. Okay? Next card is Inner Healer. Hold on. Inner Healer. All right, it says you have received an invitation to follow the path of the inner healer and to choose to do the inner work required to turn your pain into medicine. Like a tree that sheds its dying leaves in winter, you must let some parts of you die and fall away so you can not only live but thrive. This card signals that you have a choice to make. Will you take the chance and become a powerful healer? Or will you allow past traumas, limiting beliefs, false ideas of self-image, and toxic relationships to push your beautiful light further into darkness? Do not be afraid to confront your pain. You are held by Mother Earth. Each dying leaf released is another rite of passage, leading you closer to your true self, and making space for fresh growth in the spring. With time, the light of your inner healing will shine, illuminating your gifts of wisdom and growth and awakening the inner healers of those around you. Beautiful, guys. Ooh, Spirit is talking today. Thank you, Spirit. You are talking today. Now, one of those cards just like really flew out really fast and aggressively. The Spirit is definitely is always talking, but definitely I feel like there's like this sense of urgency. I feel Spirit is trying to give these messages through an energy of urgency, and like, you know, some of us, you know, no more wasting any more time, you know, continue to be patient with ourselves and our healing, and continue to be compassionate with ourselves and continue to give ourselves grace. However, we need to really focus on the things that we need to release. We need to give it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more memento in that area of our lives, because there's so many other beautiful things that are waiting for us. Okay. All right. Okay, then we have Run with the Wolves here. All right. Run with the wolves. From snowy peaks and midnight forests and across vast distances, wolves howl not just to the moon spirit, but to communicate their location and issue warnings. Wolves are fierce, loyal pack animals who are excellent at managing relationships that serve the greater good. Their packs function in a similar way to many human families. They rely on one another for food, safety, and shelter, knowing instinctively that there is strength in numbers. However, as in human families, it's not uncommon for one wolf to be the aggressive toward another in the pack, or to separate from the group for a while. Occasionally, a wolf feels the need to seek a new pack, a new place to call home in order to thrive. Run with wolves commonly comes to you when you are questioning your relationships and interactions with others. As you become more aware of your emotional needs, you might find that familiar relationships, even those with family, no longer align with your soul. Additionally, this card could mean you have lost pieces of yourself and what is important to you, prioritizing the desires of others over your own. It may be time to consider whether or not you've been running with the wrong pack. Could it be time to strike out on your own into the wilderness to find something better? It could also mean that you must find your voice and lovingly create better boundaries in your relationships. Ooh, Spirit, talk, 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 talk. Man, when I tell you these messages are spot on point, and these are the energies that are really intense for a lot of us. Not only can I personally relate because I'm part of the collective, but based on my observation and conversations with other people, a lot of us are going through this. A lot of us who are on, who have been on that spiritual awakening and ascension, because, you know, we have many different layers and levels of ascension and awakenings, okay? But overall, a lot of us have been on this spiritual journey to transformation and ascension and awakening. And, you know, as we're going through this process and journey, I should say, a lot of us are really reassessing or wondering and having these specific questions about, you know, is my familiar group, do I still resonate with my familiar group? Do I still resonate with my family? Do I still resonate with my friends? Do I still you know, you're questioning whether or not you still resonate, and you're questioning that because your soul is noticing that there are parts of you, parts of your soul that no longer resonate with those people, places, or things. because your soul is growing. And everybody's on their own timeline of awakening and spiritual journey. And we're not to judge anybody else's timeline of when people awaken or when they start their journey or when they get more connected to Creator Source. Um, Everybody's on their own timeline. But a lot of us are also on the same timeline. Even though there are a lot of us that are on different timelines, there are a lot of us that are on the same kind of timeline. So I feel like this is definitely just really emphasizing how important it is now, for us to really gain the courage and the strength to do the necessary, to continue to do the necessary work in areas where we are still seeing a bit of our shadow selves that need to be addressed. Because our shadow side is never going away. That's part of us. That's part of who we are. That's where we learn from. It's part of who we are. But there are certain aspects of our shadow self that needs to still be addressed, or maybe we need to go back and review. Maybe there's some work that we still need to do, is what I'm hearing. And there actually is some work for some of us that we still need to do in areas where we may have thought that we had done all of the shadow work in that particular area. But I'm hearing that there's some things that are coming to the surface. There's a lot of triggering lately going on with the collective, where a lot of people are noticing that the areas that they thought they have kind of cleared out and had been healed in, or at least gotten to a stronger point in that healing process, that there's still a little bit more shadow work that needs to be done. And it's okay. It's part of us being human and being in this human skin, is that even though we are working on our shadow selves and doing the inner work, shadow work, doing the working on our inner childhood wounds and childhood traumas and things of that nature, it does not mean that we won't ever get triggered by certain things ever again. Some of us will, and some of us won't. Some of us may get to a place, or will get to a place, where we're better able to manage those things that have triggered us before. Okay, so part of the healing process is needing to address certain things, even if it's the same things, same issues, needing to address these things when it surfaces, or when you feel like you might be getting triggered. I feel like it's the same equivalent of when someone may have to go in rehab for a particular addiction. People are human and life happens, and people often fall off the wagon, is what the phrase is often used. Is when, people are doing well, and then all of a sudden they may get triggered to reuse a substance, or to go back to that addiction, depending on where they are in their lives, or depending on the certain things that may trigger them. It's no different from people that are often maybe going back and forth to rehab. But the thing is that they have the wherewithal now, and are on another level of consciousness, where they're able to see the things that they need to fix, or the things that they need to work on, or the things that need to still be addressed, or the things that need some cleaning. So they're able to identify and notice and acknowledge when it's time to go back to rehab. So I feel like it's the same thing. This is my personal opinion. I feel like it's the same thing. Though for those of us who are often on the spiritual journey, trying to do our healing, And now when we fall, if and when we fall, we're able to get up much faster, and we're in a better position to identify those things that we need to address and those things that we need to work on, even if it's the same issues. It doesn't matter. We're better each time around. We get stronger each time around. And that's one of the reasons why Divine Spirit is really reiterating and emphasizing how important it is to stay on that healing journey. Don't give up. You can do it. We can do it. Don't ever give up. We're not expected to be perfect. But there's no such thing as perfection. Not in the human realm. And we are not expected to be. So that's the first thing we need to let go of is any expectation of being perfect. Give ourselves some grace. Give ourselves compassion. And be patient with ourselves. You know, those 3 things that we often give other people before we give ourselves. So we need to, and you know, a lot of times that's second nature for us, especially as intuitive empaths, to give to other people in situations before we give to ourselves. That's like second nature. But how about normalizing making that second nature for us, to put ourselves first? Okay? All right, so let me continue on with the reading. Okay, so what other messages do you have for the collective during this full moon in Leo energy? Please and thank you, Holy Spirit. What other messages do you have for the collective, Holy Spirit? Please and thank you. Okay, I have one that fell. Hold on, guys. One that fell. A new dawn. Good news is coming. This is beautiful. A new dawn. Good news is coming. Hard times are over. Yep. That's definitely for a lot of us. As long as we are surrendering to the process and allowing things to flow naturally and allowing divine source and our spirit guides and our divine ancestors and angelic realm do the work behind the scenes and not feel like we have to take over and take control of things, this is what's going to happen for us. Or this is what's taking place. This is what's trying to manifest for us. As long as we surrender and release and know that all is well, and know that things are being worked on our behalf behind the scenes. Surrendering control. Okay? Anything else from this deck, Holy Spirit? I feel like another message needs to be. Holy Divine Spirit, any other message for the collective during this full moon in Leo energy? Yeah. Boom. I think I mentioned have faith. I'm not sure. I know I thought it in my head, but I'm not sure if I said it. Trust God. Unexpected blessing. Do your part. Exactly. Do our part. As long as we do our part and surrender, let go of the will, allow divine source to do his and her job, to do their job. And the only job that we're asked to do is is to breathe and allow life to happen. And we're only able to control the things that we can. We can't control people. And just go with the flow and trust. Trust God, trust the process. All right. Wow, beautiful messages so far. Okay, I'm going to try and wrap this up as quickly as I can. I see we're going into 25 minutes. I kind of wanted to stay under 30 minutes, but, you know, it is what it is. When I channel and Divine Spirit is talking, I listen and I relay the messages. Okay. Holy Divine Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective during this full moon and Leo energy? Please and thank you. What do we need to release and focus on? What other messages do you have for the collective during this full moon and Leo energy? Please and thank you. Here we go. Oh, let me fix these cards here. All right, Spirit, thank you for the confirmations. Back to back to back. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. We got 2 cards, actually. All right, I thought it was just 1. Bam. High vibrations, transformations. You have chosen to step into a higher vibration that is in alignment with your soul path and higher knowing. You now have the awareness that you are limitless and ready for transformation. Bam. That's what I'm saying. Transformation, rebirth, new cycles, new beginnings, leaving the old behind. And like one of the cards said, can't remember which one, I think it said run with wolves. I think it was a run with wolves card that mentioned about even though cycles, I don't know, maybe it was a death card. But one of those cards, even though sometimes releasing and disconnecting from what is familiar with us can be scary and painful, it can be. It really can be. I totally get it. It's an uncomfortable bridge that we need to cross. But there's so much more on the other side waiting for us, waiting for you. And your soul is just screaming for new, for all the things that you're meant to do, all the things that you're meant to be, all the things that you're meant to say. And it's going to take having that courage to cross over that uncomfortable bridge of change and transformation and releasing the old. And releasing the old could be also too just releasing a mindset. It doesn't always mean releasing someone or a connection or a place. I mean, it can just mean, a lot of times it does mean releasing certain beliefs that are self-sabotaging. Certain conditionings, ways of thinking. And lo and behold, this card here, old conditioning. I didn't even see that it said conditioning. Old conditioning, release. It's time to release old conditioning and to step into the new way of being. The old story and past cycles of blame, shame, and guilt need to move out. Take inventory of what no longer resonates and what isn't your burden to carry. Unload what has been weighing you down, collective. Unload it. Get rid of it. It's not your burden to carry. It never was your burden to carry. But we have been conditioned to carry not only our worries and burdens, but others, especially other people's burdens. Spirit is talking today. I don't know about y'all, but I can't make this up. Spirit is talking. Thank you, Spirit, for these confirmations. All right, so. Okay, Holy Spirit. What angelic message do you have for the collective at this time during this full moon in Leo energy. Please and thank you. What angelic message do you have? What do you want the collective to know at this time for this full moon in Leo energy? Please and thank you. What do you want the collective to know? Please and thank you. All right. Man. Spiritual rebirth. Card number 1. Let go of your old self and allow the authentic self to emerge to reunite your soul with the divine source. I'm just going to leave that here. What? Come through, Spirit. Come through. Once again, thank you for confirmation. It can't get any plainer, guys. Rebirth, transformation, leaving the old. And as this world is continuing to change, and you know, it's a lot of, there's a lot of intense polarity going on out here in the world these days. There's light, there's dark, and shit is getting real. Well, it's been real, but it's definitely getting even more real. And this is another reason why Spirit is really reiterating and emphasizing how important it is. And like I said, I feel a sense of urgency as well. Because we need to be in a position to be on a higher level of warrior position, I guess, like spiritual warrior position. We need to be in a better position, in a stronger position, to be even more and better equipped for a lot of the darkness out here in this world that's going on, a lot of the dark energies. Okay, so I'm going to get a message from Archangel Michael deck. Let's see what Archangel Michael is wanting to know, or wanting to tell us. Holy Divine Archangel Michael, what message do you have for the collective for this full moon in Leo energy? Please and thank you. What message do you have for the collective at this time? Holy Divine Archangel Michael, please and thank you. What message, Archangel, do you have for the collective at this time for this full moon in Leo energy? Please and thank you. All right. Okay. It's time to play, y'all. It's time to play. You're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. Even in the midst of some of the intense things that are going on in this world, there's still light and joy in this world. Please don't forget. There's still joy in this world. There's still love in this world. This world is still beautiful, despite certain exceptions, certain challenges out there. There's still a lot of beauty in the world. There's still a lot of fun, joy, peace, and happiness in the world. You got to know it and believe it because it's true. And Archangel Michael is asking us to remember that by creating those joyous experiences in our lives, to create that balance. Because there's a lot of heaviness that the collective is carrying, which is understandable. There's a lot of heaviness because there's a lot of heavy things out here right now. The energy's heavy. But we got this. We most definitely have got this. Last but not least, a Moon Oracle card or message for the collective as we end this reading. Holy Divine Spirit, what other messages do you have? What Moon Oracle messages do you have for the collective for this? Here we go. Luck is on your side. Luck is on your side, collective. Luck is on your side. And I want to also say, you know, I want to look at luck as being more of Source Creator is on your side. Your spirit guides are on your side. Your ancestors are on your side. All the divine archangels and angels are on your side. No worry. You are divinely protected. Anything else? One last message for the collective? For the full moon in Leo energy, please and thank you. Last moon oracle message, please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Last moon oracle message for the collective, please and thank you. Last message. Here we go. Okay. Expect powerful change. Exactly. Expect powerful change. Man, this reading couldn't have gotten any more clear, or been any more clear, I should say. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those are the messages, guys. I'm so glad I did go ahead and do this reading, because it just, I feel complete, and I feel like I did my job, and I feel good about this reading for the collective. I really do. And this was something that I felt like it was a bit of a sense of urgency that I get this message out today, because I had gotten the earlier channeled messages earlier, and it just would not stop. And yep, it makes sense. So guys, collective, this is what I have for you for the full moon energy of Leo that we're going into tomorrow. I hope that this resonated. And like I said before, you know, guys, don't give up. I know that we are spiritual warriors. We're not perfect. We don't expect to be perfect. We're not looking to be perfect, but we are looking to continue to evolve and ascend, and follow our soul's purpose and path, whatever that is. All right. So with that being said, you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and remember to do your energy cleansing for these really intense and strong energies out here. Make sure that you're doing your spiritual baths, you're doing your regular cleansing, you're doing your meditations, you're connecting with nature, you're eating high vibrational foods, all that good stuff. Okay. I know it can be challenging sometimes, but you know what? Practice makes perfect. And, you know, figuratively speaking, practice makes perfect, okay? But in any case, remember that. And and don't forget to, if you can, please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this message, if you resonated with it, and hit the notification bell and the all button if you want to be notified whenever I upload new content. All right, you guys, be well, be at peace. Ashe.